Hello guys, welcome to my video series tutorial to talk about Microsoft Semantic Kernel. In this video, I'm going to talk about the new interface called invocation filters. There are three types of invocation filter available, one for function filter, second one for auto function invocation filter, third one for prompt invocation filter. Before jumping into this filter concept, I just recall one of our video tutorial. We talk about the kernel filter. The kernel filter, we seen two type of filters, one for function and one for prompt filter. These two filter used before and after function executor. Actually, this filter has been removed in the latest version of semantic kernel version. Instead of that, we have to use this function invocation filter concept. So we'll see what is the advantage of using this new interface and how to implement this feature. For this concept, I'm going to use one of our plugin, external weather plugin. Here we pass the city name. Based on that, we fetch the weather information. But at the moment, I'm not going to get the weather information. I just return it. So go back to the main program.cs file. This no more required. In this program.cs file, I just create the kernel object. Here I added our plugin, external weather plugin. So let's start how to implement this invocation filter. The first step here, this is the interface. So we have to write the implementation class. Here I write the class, public class function invocation filter. This derived from function invocation filter interface. Once you add this interface, immediately it's thrown an error because again this interface also in experimental stage, so we have to disable this warning. For that, I'm going to add the disable warning statement here, the top of the program. Warning disable exp 0001. So once you added this disable warning line, then the error is gone. So now the new error is thrown. This is just implementation is missing, so we have to implement this interface. That's it. So this interface contains only one function, on function invocation async function. So we have to add the async code here, async here wait. And to continue the process, we have to call the next function delegates. So here next delegates, we have to pass the function invocation context object. So this object we have to pass it here, context. So the advantage here is, the first advantage, only one function. So this function get invoked before the function get called. The second, here you can take the decision whether you want to continue the function execution or you want to terminate. So based on this, call this function filter, func filter, you can take the decision. So when this function invocation filter get called, this function invocation filter get called for the manual function calling. So that we are going to see here. So as I mentioned, we added this external weather plugin. In this weather plugin, I'm going to call this get weather function manually. So whenever call the manual function, this filter get invoked. So here I just add where result equal to kernel dot invoke async function. Here we have to pass the required argument, whether you want to call kernel function or you want to call from plugin. I'm going to use the plugin function. So first argument, we have to provide the name of the plugin. We define the name of the plugin here as the external weather plugin. So the name, same name, I'm going to use it here, external weather plugin. The second argument is a function name, which function we should call in this plugin. So here we have only one function. I'm going to call this function external weather plugin dot get weather function. The third argument is kernel argument. The kernel argument, we have to pass this information, city information. So here I am going to define my kernel arguments, kernel args, new of kernel arguments. So city name like Chennai. That's it. And here I have to call await and just print the result. That's it. So our interface is ready. Which function we are going to call, that statement is ready. And the main code, we have to add this implementation class into the kernel object. So before build the kernel object, the kernel builder, I'm going to pass this interface information. Service dot add singleton The first argument, we have to specify the interface name, function invocation filter, and the implementation class, function invocation filter. That's it, all set. And one more changes I'm going to do here. Here we can print the which plugin and which function get called. Those information we can print it here. Just maybe I add one condition: if context dot function dot plugin name. If the plugin is present, the plugin name should come here. If you are using the kernel function, then in this case plugin name may be empty. So here I am checking the plugin name equal to name of external weather plugin or if you want to check the function name also, you can check it, like for example, and context dot function dot the function name, it's coming in this property, name property, name equal to external weather plugin get weather. If it is coming, you can take the decision what you want to do. You want to interact to the user to get some other information, or you want to check any additional condition, you can add it here. So in this case, I just print only this plugin name and name information, and I don't want to continue the plugin process. So I will just return it. So here we just print the right line, context dot function dot plugin name and here name. That's it. Return it. So no need to process the function call. Seems to be all okay. We start the application. Application has started. Here you can see we just print the plugin name and name information. That's it. So it's not continue the execution of the plugin function call. Just return it. So as I mentioned, this interface get invoked when the manual function call. In upcoming videos, we seen other two interface, function auto function invocation filter and the prompt function invocation filter.